she's got a, first of all, she has a sticker that says grandmas are just antique little girls.
Who's this from?
Little Diane.
Rosie.
And I remember this fondly after. It says, after returning from Magic Mountain with Janine and Grant, Grant snitched that I had hugged a boy over the turnstile. You're so mad at me, you went crazy.
Louder and slower.
After returning from Magic Mountain with Janine and Grant, Grant snitched that I had hugged a boy over a turnstile. You were so mad at me, you went crazy. The lectures must have worked, because I've never hugged a boy over a turnstile. I felt bad.
I thought I was going to be pregnant after that.
No memories. I must have been 5 or 6 when we were at the drive-in, and you rolled the window up on my head. It scared me to death.
You don't remember that?
You are a world-class storyteller. I'll never forget the time we sat at the kitchen table and you told me your life story. What I wouldn't give to have that on tape. And the last thing is tamales, tamales, tamales. I love you, little Diane.
Alright, this one's from Larry. And none of it's in Portuguese. Some guy named Larry. Okay, let's start.
Larry, who's Larry?
Someone put in the bill for me being here. My meal ticket. There you go.
Okay. Tamales, tamales, tamales. Oh, I was supposed to expound on my fondest, funniest, warmest, most endearing, and special memories of Grandma Sabori. Tamales, tamales, tamales. Then there was the way you made me feel so welcome by letting me win at categories. We weren't even competitive. Then there were the tamales, tamales, tamales. I was also very impressed with your knowledge and mastery of the computer. Tamales, tamales, tamales. I admire your patriotism. Tamales, tamales, tamales. Your Latin zest for life. Tamales, tamales, tamales. And having fun really stand out when I can see. And having fun really stand out, and I can see why everybody talks so fondly of you and your tamales, tamales, tamales. I have only been in your presence once. That was enough to know what an incredible person you are. It is rare and far between to find someone that makes such an impression on you that you long to spend time with them and hope that some of their energy and goodness rubs off onto you. Grandma Savoy, you are one of those people. Come on more today.
This is from Diet. My father, Abraham. My dad has the most wonderful voice. I have fond memories of him singing Neil Diamond or any one of the Mexican albums being played at parties. I can always rely on Dad to give Mom bad news, i.e. grades or something, some other small mishap. Dad didn't want us to be upset or cry, so he was willing to calm Mom before she got to me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, right on, Dad.
Breaker.
Dad made the best pancakes and gave us the most memorable time of our lives, the swimming pool. Thanks, Dad, for taking care of us and loving me unconditionally always. I love you, Dad.
Another one?
My mother, Beatrice, calling 531-4515. Calling from 839-8335.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Mom, what's for dinner? Our lives seem to revolve around food. Perhaps that's why I can't seem to lose that 10, 15 pounds. Food in the pool always. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And smelling what Mom was cooking as I came up the sidewalk home from school. My mom was...
What's that word?
My mom, the party gal?
Yeah.
Need I say more? What an entertainer. An impersonator. What a hoot. Mom loves to make people laugh, and they do too. You're so much more than can fit on a sheet of paper. But these are some of the memories I have and will always cherish. I love you, Dia.
Oh, this is from Jim.
Jen.
This again.
Women and children, get in the back, shouted Abe.
That's
that was a good
He's
one.
coming out. Making fun of Papa.
Women and children, get in the back, shouted Abe. There we were in the middle of the main street in Rosarita Beach with a motorhome deck.
Okay, hold on. Go on.
Well, I don't think we even had any kids with us.
Hold on. Okay, stop.
But the women did go to the back of the motorhome while the guys tinkered with the engine and finally got it going.
Randy
Hold
got
on. Hold the ladder so we can get it on the video.
We ended up having a great home-cooked lobster dinner and a super time. It was fishing time and Grandpa was taking the grandsons fishing in the motorhome. I don't even remember if they caught any fish, but I do know they had a good time. Our trip to Boston brings back a lot of fond memories, especially the tour of your Navy ship and the gunner position that you manned. B, it was really exciting to see your interest soar in American history and memorabilia. We had a lot of fun installing your new dishwasher. Good thing there's a plumber in the family. What a surprise for the both of you to come home and find your house freshly painted.
Yes.
It was a great family project for us all. I'm pleased that you were able to move to Nevada. We had a lot of fun at the polenta feed, Gary Gates pasta dinner, and the golf tournaments. Life is good, and the both of you are a big part of the reason why. Love you.
You want to get a little bit?
Pictures.
Okay. No. That's fine. I got it.
Your dad stands.
I love you, F.
Oh, no.
Who's Eve?
Eve.
Okay.
Oh, F.
His name is Ephraim.
Okay. It's from Ephraim.
From Ephraim.
Me.
This is from Diana. Dear Dad, when I think of you, I think of someone who has had several lives. I think of someone who has struggled to support his wife and 6 children. At times, 2 kids had to share 1 pork chop. I think of someone who really isn't a fix-it guy. I'll always remember the cardboard and masking tape to repair a broken window. Or how about the paper plate put over the light switch so we wouldn't get electrocuted. You're someone who is so very proud of your children and grandchildren. When I went away to college, you would be so proud to tell people that you had a daughter attending a university. You would always make me feel special when you wear one of those foxy Western shirts I had. I remember to make the sleeves extra long for you. When I think of you, Dad, I think of someone with a beautiful singing voice who brings me to tears each and every time you bellow out a song. How very much I appreciate you singing at my friend's daughter's wedding, and at the high school talent show, and at the Tree of Lights program at the hospital. I get such wonderful feedback from the hospital staff, volunteers, and visitors who hear you. I know each of my lady volunteers swoon and cry over your Christmas song. I feel so proud to introduce you as my dad. You also have a knack for making each grandchild feel special. You have a way of reverting to a childlike person in their presence, like making your hair stand up all over the place. Well, one of my best memories of you is when we took our trip to Boston. Knowing that you are a history buff, it was wonderful to see the joy and fascination you exhibited at each and every location we visited. It was the most perfect vacation ever. Thank you, Dad, for the assurance you give me in knowing that you will always be there for me and my family. I love you, Dad.
Oh, this is from Diane. Not F. Eve. Oh, nice.
Don't forget the calamari, okay?
Says, Dear Mom, when I think of you, I think of someone who really has lived several lives. You're someone who has survived teen gangs, and girls' detention school. You're someone who had to grow up fast and now wants to slow down the process. I think of you as someone who put her learning on the back burner to raise her children, and now has a great thirst for knowledge. I relish the thought of you working on the computer and whipping out those cards and emails. Speaking of whipping out, how do you still put meals together out of nothing? Can anyone beat your tamales? I think not. Thinking back, some of the memories I have of you are going through the drive-thru dairy and backing up so that you scare the man in the car behind you.
You with me that day? I broke the horn off.
Would you let him finish?
The man leaned on his horn.
He did, yeah.
Soon he approached you with the broken horn from his car steering wheel in his hand. Lady, look at what you made me do.
Break my horn, honey.
I remember the many hours you spent sewing clothes for me, especially when I was going away to college. You cried all the way home from Utah. What about the hundreds of tamales you made for our church auction and Janine's high school graduation? You never say no to your children. You always have time to listen. You always want to give, even when you had so little yourself. You always make people feel comfortable. You always know when one of your children is hurting. Oh, that's that mother's instinct. Hi, doll. I thought that was your special pet name for me until I was at your house for dinner and the phone rang. It was Vivian. You addressed her as Hi, doll. Then we were at the farmer's market and you called Dad at home. Hi, doll. That's the way you addressed him. I guess we're all special to you. Mom, you're beautiful. How often have you heard people tell you that we look so much alike? Mom, you're so caring and prayerful. What a wonderful matriarch we have. Thank you for always being there for me and my family. I love you, Diane.
This one's from Bday. To my mother, I have many, many fond memories of my life with my mom. There was no other place in the world that could have replaced my home. I am who I am because of my mom, or because of you, Mom. I'm the mother and wife and friend because of you. Everything I do and say has some reflection of you. I will never forget the love, laughter, security.
I forget, I don't know.
Guidance. That was another dish. I thought it was another dish. Guidance, affection, great food that I grew up with. My happiest memories are of our swimming pool. Getting out of the pool, starving and eating. Tuna sandwiches, cut in triangle shapes, stacked on a plate. That was the best. As I grew older, got married, and started my family, it was still a joy to return home and watch my kids swim in the swimming pool. Swim in the same pool. You love your grandchildren as your own, and they feel your love. You are and always have been my true inspiration for my life. Mom, are a fantastic, beautiful woman, and I love you with all my heart. Happy birthday, Mom. We're so happy to be here with you. Love you.
This is from Logan? Looks like the same, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You gotta have me and Logan.
That's Logan.
Okay. To my dad. Oh, Dad, I have wonderful memories of you. I really do remember you holding me in your arms and singing Danny Boy to me and making me cry. I still cry to this day whenever you sing. So see, it goes way back. How wonderful it was to hear a father who always made you feel safe. a little too safe at times. I felt there was no way any harm could come to us because I had my dad. Your family was your priority, and I felt that. Dad, you always had to make us laugh whenever you saw we were bothered about something. You would bump into walls. A little strange, but we always laughed. Or how about when you talked in that strange voice? I do the same thing with my kids. I'm always trying to make them laugh. We got older and started to date. While we were getting ready, you would ring the doorbell out the back door, making us think our dates were. Actually, that was a little annoying, but I still laugh about it to this day. Dad, I love the Sunday breakfast you always made for us. It was always made with much love and joy.
Oh my God.
How about those?
Mini
How about the mini meatloaves you made?
Oh.
Boy, they were so good. But you sure made them alive. That's okay, we always enjoyed them. I love you so very much, Dad. I am so proud of you. And wish you lived closer so I could show off my parents to all my friends. Dad, you are still so handsome, and you look wonderful. Thank you for the great life and childhood you gave me. I believe I owe my happiness and stability to Randy.
Up there, way up.
Right, Vivian.
And all chores?
Stability and all.
Now she can't.
Everybody read their own. Choices.
I knew you choices.
Not at all. Are you kidding? Oh my God. I'm hearing
In all,
the entire
in all choices
story.
I made because of my life with my loving family. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Randy and I are so glad to be able to share this with you. Love, Logan.
But our readers can't read.
Yeah. Oh, this is from Ruth.
Rue?
Is that from Logan again?
From Rue?
Yep.
That's my grandson.
To my Nana, I've been asked to write my fondest memory of you when I was younger. I don't know if you would call this one of my fondest memories, but it's one that I'll never forget. Cabbage and wieners. I know you're trying to get me to try new foods, but it backfired. To this day, I refuse to eat it. But everything else you cooked for me was the best, especially your rice. Happy birthday, I love you forever. You still look young to me.
Probably look the same.
This is from Rue also, Grandpa. You've taught me so many things in life, and I thank you for that. I'm one of the luckiest kids on earth to have a Nana and Grandpa like you. You guys will be in my heart forever. The main memory I have of you is you teaching me about the Lord. You taught me so many things I never knew. Being with you makes me feel so relaxed. I will never ever forget about one of the two important people in my life. I love you guys forever. You will always be in my heart, soul, and mind. Love you both, Rue. Sorry my lines are so messed up. I guess he rewrote the lines.
I got it. Huh? That's how I got it. Sure.
This is from Cam.
Cammy.
Cam. To my Nana and Grandpa. When asked to write my most fondest memory of you both, all that came rushing to my mind was warmth, caring, loving, and hugs and kisses. I always remember how Nana would smell and sniff us. I can remember Grandpa waking me up with his awesome whistling tunes. You guys always had open hearts and good food. I remember most of all how you guys love unconditionally and constantly all of your family and friends. Happy birthday. Love you tons, Cam.
Oh, sweet.
is from Marlene and Steve. Christy? It's my mom's friend.
Oh.
Dear B and A, happy 70th birthday, B. What a wonderful surprise your family is giving you. I am so honored that Steve and I were invited to this special event, and I'm sorry we couldn't make it. We will be there in spirit and look forward to hearing about it and looking at all the pictures. My first memory of you is the day after the gala in 1997. A group of us were cleaning up at Fireman's Fund. We asked Jim and Diane if they wanted to go out to breakfast. They said that they were going to their parents and to please join them. I said no because I didn't want to intrude. They insisted, and I am glad because I had the most delicious breakfast. Loved the hot sauce. That's underlined. You were so gracious to cook a second breakfast for us and made us feel very welcome. I knew that everything Diane had said about her parents was true. Diane always talks about her memories of you and Abe. All the family gatherings at your home, the love she has for you both, her brother, and all her sisters. I have seen it over and over again at Jim and Diane's house, sitting around her kitchen table playing those hard games. And hard is underlined. I never look like the brightest one, but it's always the day after an event when we played and I'm tired. Good excuse, huh? I never know if everyone is laughing with me or at me. Thank God for Vivian. I found myself a partner. Sorry, babe. Those afternoons are fun memories for me. I love being around Diane, Diette, Vivian, and Liz. They are like sisters to me. Thank you for letting me be a part of your precious time with your children. I never feel like an outsider. You have really made me feel like another daughter. Have a wonderful time in Las Vegas. Your family is so excited to be all together and to honor you. It must make you feel so blessed. Steve and I look forward to having dinner with you and hearing about everything. We'll set a date when you get back. Abe, I'll see you at the golf tournament. Love, Marlene and Steve.
All right.
Deja vu is going just.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you wrote something in Spanish? I'm trying to get it down. No, this is from my father, Sam.
Hold your
Hey.
You hiding?
By himself at the table.
I gotta hear this. Listen.
How do you say that?
We'll help you out when you
All right,
get
All right, B, how quickly time flies. 33 years ago, you used to dress up on Halloween as a 70-year-old woman. And now you One of my earliest recollections is coming to pick up Irene for a date and having to wait for her to clean the bathroom.
You can't go out until she cleans the bathroom.
B would be a little unsure whether Irene could go out depending on whether the bathroom got cleaned up. Actually, it worked out good for me. In the end, the necking sessions were especially heavy because Irene was mad at us.
Good, now it comes out.
You thought we were bowling.
I will always remember how distraught B was when the caps of her front teeth came out. She never did give me her chicken. Who can ever forget the Christmases at the folks' house? Tamales and enchiladas. These enchiladas were a hit the first Christmas I took them to work. Every year after that, everybody would insist I bring enchiladas. There was even a Seventh-day Adventist, a vegetarian, to look forward to them. I never did tell him there was lard in them. I think he knew it, but didn't want to say it out loud. The first time I met B was right after I came home from my mission, 1964. I was asked to speak at the Spanish branch. B was also asked to speak. Some of the best times I had with Abe was going out in the desert near Goffs with Uncle Mike, Uncle Vince, and Tyro.
Tiro.
Sorry.
Better than video. I
remember taking Irene to the hospital to see her new sister, Will. Boy, did she have a head of hair. All the tiny babies I had seen were bald for the first year. Remember going to Animus and Apache in the motorhome? We stopped in Vegas and had to send everyone looking for B and Irene. I still can't get her away from the slot machine. When we drove used cars to the TV stations for Cal Worthington to benefit the building fund, everyone wanted to be in Bee's group because she had such fun stories to tell. I'm sure she toned them down for the church ladies. And you have to read this last one.
Must be Spanish.
Come on, Sandy.
Y sobre todo la música. Es increíble que uno puede emborracharse solamente escuchando a Miguel Aceves Mejía y José Alfredo Jiménez. Viva México, viva mis suegros y viva el amor que se hunde en esta familia. Que Dios les bendiga.
Thank you, Sammy.
Did you translate that last?
It takes us a while.
I want anyone to know. Wait. Get you guys here.
How many more do we have?
How many more do you have? We have several.
Oh my, the night
Well,
is
we have
young.
four.
Photographers here.
Everybody order a Coke.
There's only four more.
Oh.
See, honey, why don't you check with him first?
No, just.
Timing.
Are you okay for a few minutes? Or do you like? Okay, let's go with the 4 and then we'll do the
Okay,
voting.
go for it.
This is from daughter Irene. Mom and Dad, surprise to two of the greatest parents in the world. You must know how much your family loves and appreciates the both of you by the great turnout in your honor. And then to have it in Las Vegas of all places. I'm surprised anyone showed up at all. When I start reflecting about my thoughts and feelings about the both of you, I am overcome with visual thoughts and images of a lifetime, of a happy and a few sad occasions. At this time, I can only put in writing a few of the many, many wonderful and fun times that come to mind. Bear with me if I seem to wander all over the place. Mom, I remember you telling me, and you did, that you could hardly wait for me to turn 21 so we could go bar hopping together.
Mother!
Yes, baby.
Mother!
Bring it up.
That was about 37 years ago. I'm still waiting. Dad, you just couldn't stand to see us sleep in on the weekend. You know Sam kept me out late the nights before, and he had to get the water, in quotes, to threaten Diane and me to get up.
The water.
I let my boys sleep as late as they want. I pretend that they've moved out. Mom, the only time I resent you is when my kids throw Grandma's cooking in my face. I'm so sick and tired about hearing about Grandma's great tamales. Dad, be sure to keep your beautiful voice in tip-top shape. You know you still have lots of weddings to sing at. Mom, we don't care what kind of shape you keep your voice in. Mom, I remember you crying when you saw me trying on wedding dresses. Now I understand. Dad, you look like Diane, Michael. Oh, I'm sorry.
Gee, I thought I was getting in there for you.
Dad, you took Diane, Michael, and me to Disneyland. The first 3 months it was open. Yikes.
Oh, wow.
The big attraction was the jungle boat ride. Scary.
I thought it was really the whale's mouth.
I remember this was a really long time ago when Mom got her bank statement and it showed a $50 bank balance. Mom, you were so excited.
Irene. Film this.
Mom, you were so excited when you thought you had $50 extra dollars in your account that you went out and bought Christmas presents.
Jim's go.
Irene, put the camera over here.
Oh, you didn't take into account the fact that there were still outstanding checks to pay. Thanks for the presents anyway. Dad, your bark will always be worse than your bite. I can't believe my mom took me to see my first full frontal noodle. I tried not to stare, but I just couldn't help myself. I'll never forget the time all of your kids, in-laws, and grandkids got together to clean, paint, fix up, replant, and redecorate your house while you were out of town. We had such a great time. Too bad you couldn't see us as we were doing it. We all had our own job painters, decorators, repairers, and landscapers. This was just another example of the great love we will all have for you both. It is such a joy to hear my own children talk about their grandma and grandpa Sabori. As they talk, they laugh. Sometimes they can't talk because they're laughing so much. And I just hope my own grandkids will have such fond thoughts and feelings of love for me someday. Thanks for your great example and unconditional love. Love, number one daughter, Irene.
This one's from me.
Great.
I don't know if I can handle this. I've known my grandparents Abe and Bee for approximately 22 years now. While I haven't known them for as long as many others have, I've accumulated many memories of these two exceptional people. I've taken this opportunity to write down a few of them. My biker grandmother, complete with tattoos. Going to medieval times with Grandpa. The Blue Knight was our champion. He was the first one eliminated from the tournament. I still have the picture we took hanging in my room. Tamales. The time Grandpa scolded me for slamming the microwave door. I've yet to recover from that traumatic experience. Cups liquor.
No! Oh my gosh.
Trying to get away with telling Grandma the middle finger means you're number one. The reconditioned World War II ship Grandpa took Greg and I on. Grandma spilling her popcorn in fright while watching Pet Sematary. Watching the Memphis Belle with Grandpa and his brother Alfred. Tamales. After going to an Angels game, Grandpa saying, "Oh, today was a good day. The Angels won, Chili Davis hit a home run, and Tim Salmon had a kid." It was announced during the game that right fielder Tim Salmon's wife had just given birth. Listening to Grandma tell her stories of when she was a kid. I didn't go into detail. Crying when Grandpa sang "Wind Beneath My Wings" at my sister's wedding. The RV. Helping Jeff explain to Grandma that the Grateful Dead is not a heavy metal band. Grandpa's wow. Grandma and Grandpa tell me I was their favorite grandson. Okay, they never actually said that. It's been implied a couple times, I think. Did I mention tamales? I love you, Grandma and Grandpa.
Whenever I think of my grandparents, oh, I'm sorry, it's Greg.
Greggy.
Like Greg. Oh. Yeah. We should have him read it. He speaks.
Whenever I think of my grandparents, I have happy thoughts and memories. Just below are just a few of them. I hope you enjoy reading them. It was my grandma who named me Pooper. Everyone still calls me that, even my friends. Tamales. I learned how to swim in my grandparents' pool. I love that pool. Grandma's great cooking. Grandma's tattoos. My friends think it's cool that my grandma has tattoos. I remember driving out to visit both of you, and when we got close to the house, I said, "I can smell Grandma and Grandpa's house from here." I remember when Grandpa would yell at Lukey when he farted. not his fault. Grandma, I love to hear your story. I love to hear you tell stories about your younger days. You make the stories come alive for me because you're so animated. I really enjoyed the time Grandpa took Granny and me on a tour of a Navy ship. It was so much fun. I remember going to an Angels game with Grandpa. I hope Grandpa sings and Grandma makes tamales at my wedding.
Oh, you're getting married? We heard it. Okay, we're getting married.
Grandpa calling me Frodo.
Frodo.
Grandma and Grandpa, you're both very special to me, and I wish I could see you more often. I love you both. Love me.
This is actually the last one. This is from Janine.
All right.
It says, loving memories of my Nana and Grandpa. In the past 28 years, there are many funny and wonderful memories I have of Nana and Grandpa. It's very hard to just pick out only a few, but there are definitely some that jump out above all others. I will never, as long as I live, forget when Grant cracked his head open and Grandpa beat the crap out of Jeffrey. Like it was Jeffrey's fault. Lil Diane and I played it smart. We balled our heads off and got away with the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I remember all the times Grandpa would make us his fabulous pancakes. The grandkids would sleep over in their swimsuits, rolling out of bed, and Grandpa would be pulling out that big old black griddle with pancakes soon to fill us up. Then it was off to the pool, of course, after 30 minutes of rest time. We would stare at that microwave for 30 Grandpa loved us so much that he kept the pool so chlorinated that it would almost make us go blind after a day.
Oh, my God.
I cannot count how many times Grandpa would come out to the pool to check on us to make sure we were okay. And Grandpa would always be there to take care of us when our little toes would start to bleed. He'd have those Band-Aids and ointments.
Oh, Lord.
I always loved to go grocery shopping with Nana and to watch her cook. She used to have those carts filled with such good stuff. And no matter what she was making, she would always make me spinach with lemon and sauteed mushrooms. While watching Nana cook, she would always let us help her. I remember peeling potatoes for her, and I cut my hand. Not too bad, but enough to pass out. Nana was in her bathroom getting ready, and I went in there to tell her I didn't feel well. She told me to lay down on the couch. The next thing I know, I'm at the foot of her bed, and she's on top of me, smacking my face so hard that she almost put me in a coma.
I don't believe this.
Janine, are you making this up?
Janine, I don't believe this.
Okay.
She loved you so much.
All right.
You're trying to wake her up.
That must
You
be
were her favorite.
that must be where I got the rosy patches on my cheek. Although Grandpa says it's a disease. One of the fun things growing up was going to buy pan dulce. She would let us pick out as much as we wanted. We'd arrive back at home with 20 pieces of pan dulce each. That would sit in the large clear container and get hard. But it was still great. Nana is also so overprotective of all her grandkids to the point of screaming at little Diane for hugging a boy goodbye at Knott's Berry Farm over 2 rows of exit ramps. I'm surprised little Diane got married after that experience. I'm sure she's still traumatized. One of the most wonderful memories I have of Nana was when she worked for many long hours, making over 100 tamales, coleslaw, and rice to make my high school graduation party a hit.
Oh my God.
It was the talk of the town and still is. People still talk about Nana's tamales. She's a legend in Nevada. Having Nana and Grandpa living in Nevada was more than I could ever have asked for. I love going home to visit and being able to see them. It's so wonderful when Nana calls in the mornings and says, "I have breakfast ready."
Oh, beautiful.
I guess being the favorite grandchild has its... I want Nana and Grandpa to know that I love them very, very much, and I look forward to another 28 years of special memories. So be ready. I love you both.
Look at the picture.
That's it.
Beautiful. You couldn't have ended with a better picture.
Okay, for Mike here.
That was super.
Mike, do you want to make
That is so darn hilarious.
Do you want to?
That was great.
Diane, okay, here we go.
We have a photographer here. He has a schedule too. He wants to
Oh, okay.
So let us, we can sit on our
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I have every shot in a rubber band. So what I did was I counted how many men, how many women were in each shot, and whichever was the most, say there's 13 girls in the shot, I printed 13 photos.
Oh.
So except most of them were couples. So everything in a rubber band is one shot. So if you guys want to just look through them,
Okay.
and you can go ahead and separate the rubber bands off.
Then we can, and then each of us can pay for them separately.
Go ahead and look through all of them.
Okay.
Just